Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Mariana and you're watching Lucifer's Library. In today's video, I have my bookshelves behind me because I'm going to be taking you through all my bookshelves and I'm going to be showing you all my unread books. That will be my 2022 TBR. I had a friend over yesterday and we went through the books. We made a list, or she made a list. I just read her the titles. So based on her calculations, I have 83 unread books. Out of those 83 books, there are these 4 books that I'm going to be finishing by the end of the year, so these do not count. However, I just wanted to say that this is The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead in the Bloodline series. We have A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. We have Kiss the Fate by Natalia Jaster and House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. These are the books that I'm hoping to finish by the end of the year. I'm also not going to be taking you through all of my rereads because I do plan on rereading a few books next year. This is just unread books. As I was growing up in my teenage years, I used to be a very avid watcher of Sasha Alsberg here on BookTube, and she was one of my favorite booktubers. And when this book came out, I immediately had to buy it. And honestly, these days, I'm not sure if this book will be for me because I did hear some very mixed reviews. Then we have These Broken Stars, the entire trilogy. These Broken Stars, This Shattered World, and Their Fractured Light. I had These Broken Stars on my TBR quite a lot this year, quite a lot of times. Never ended up finishing it. I got like 50 pages in and that was it. I am hoping to finish this series next year. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I'm not really that big of a fan of Alexandra Bracken's books. We have Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jake Kristoff. I got 51 pages into it. We have Sabrio by Garth Nix. I don't really know what this book is about. I just have it because my sister had given it to me. A Promise of Fire. This book was sold to me by TikTok and I have to read it. Apparently this is an enemies to lovers fantasy. And then we have The Poppy War by R.F. Huang, and this book, it's one of my most anticipated reads. Speaking of really hyped fantasy, we have the entire Throne of Glass, the rest of the Throne of Glass series. We have Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. Really hyped and I'm scared. We also have A Court of Silver Flames. Again, I'm scared for this one because they're big. Alright, now I'm on my contemporary shelf and we have Undercover Princess. We have Princess in Practice, The Lost Princess, and Princess at Heart. These books have been given to me by my sister and she says they're really quick reads. They're also middle grade, so I think I'm gonna speed through them once I decide to tackle them. We also have books by Wattpad authors. We have The Heartbreakers and Paper Hearts. So these 2 books are also signed and I want to read them. This year I've actually made a decent effort to get through my Wattpad collection, so there's not a lot of books left. Speaking of Wattpad collection, we also have Clickbait. Again, another book that I have to get through. This is such a beautiful book, honestly. I love the hardcover copy and yeah, I'm excited. Then we have Mirror Mirror by Cara Delevingne with Rowan Coleman. I know nothing about this book. I just bought it because I saw Cara Delevingne. Alright, we have Scars Like Wings. This is the limited edition proof. Know nothing about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it, to be honest. Might also skip it. But this one has been given to me by my sister. I feel the pressure to read it. Then we have Wilder Girls by Rory Power. I was supposed to read this book a while ago. Then we also have Silent Love by Kennedy Bryant. And this is such a beautiful copy. I got it as a gift for Christmas. And I am really excited to read it, finally read it. We have The Sister by Louise Jensen. This is the book that I had gifted to my sister because I had this thing about giving books to my sister with sister in the title, and I didn't tell her that she's gonna get this book. It just showed up in her mail one day and she's like, did you send this to me? And I was like, what gave that away? Moving on, I have Velvet in Black by Diane Setterfield. I actually just recently read one of Diane Setterfield's other books, which is The 13th Tale. Okay, now we have this Slated trilogy. We have Slated, Fractured, and Shattered. I think this book is about a girl who has lost her memories and the government says that she did something really bad or something, that she was a terrorist. And they decided to give her a second chance as long as she's playing by their rules, and then she kind of suspects that somebody is lying to her. Then we have Shift and Dust. I did read Wool earlier this year and I have decided to continue, which is really rare for me because usually when I read the first book, I don't always continue the series. Moving on, we have Walk on Earth, a Stranger, Like a River Glorious, and Into the Bright Unknown by Ray Carson. I actually read read a book by Ray Carson just this month, and it was a DNF. So I'm hoping that these are better than that one was, because I don't want to give the entire trilogy away. I have decided to no longer buy whole series until I read the first book and decide what I want to do. At this point, I'm just supplying my sister with her books. And I think I forgot to mention, I'm not going to be going through my sister's books, because the books that she has, I'm not interested in reading. Earlier this year, I've also read The Young Elites by Marie Lu, and I have yet to continue with The Rose Society and The Midnight Star. And I'm excited because I actually really enjoyed The Young Elites, and I'm hoping that these will be just as fun. The entire Witcher series. Next year, I'm hoping to stop jumping from series to series, but once I start one, I hope to actually finish it. So I am hoping to read all of these books. If that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be really sad. I'm allowed to DNF and obviously unhaul these books, but yeah, it would be really sad because I love the TV show and I love the games. Then we have this fantasy book, Summoner the Novice. This is the first book in the series, and it is also signed. So then we have Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This is a book my sister bought and has decided to give it to me. And then we also have The Muse of Nightmares over there. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Excited about this because I know a lot of people are raving about it. And The Queen of Coin and Whispers by Helen Corcoran. Next up, we have the rest of the Red Queen series. We have Glass Sword, King's Cage, and Warstorm. I read Red Queen recently this year, and I want to continue. So Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rush, and this is a book that I bought at around the same time as The Darkest Minds, and The Darkest Minds was a recent skip. I wouldn't count it as a DNF just because I have decided it's not really for me, and so I just you know, gave it to my sister. But Snow Like Ashes, I'm hoping to enjoy a lot more. And then I also have a book that I'm really pumped for. I actually have included it in my winter TBR, and I'm hoping to get to it really soon, which is A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. I really wanted to pick this book up again for a while now. Yeah, you can probably tell I have a lot of fantasy books, but moving on from fantasy, we have a little kind of paranormal books. We have Sweet Reckoning and Sweet Temptation by Wendy Higgins. This is the rest of the Sweet Evil series. Follows Anna and Kaiden Rowe, and they are basically children of demons, fallen angels, and each fallen angel has a different role to play. One is in charge of drugs and, you know, spreading drugs around the world. One is in charge of, I don't know, lies, whatever, I don't know, I forgot. But yeah, I need to read these last two books so that I am done with the series. We have White Hot Kiss by Jennifer Armentrout. This was also a recent purchase. Speaking of Jennifer Armentrout, we also have Storm and Fury, and I think I need to read White Hot Kiss and that series before I read this one, because this is kind of like a spin-off. And then I'm also finishing the Bloodline series with Silver Shadows and The Ruby Circle. Speaking of finishing the series, I have here with me Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is the last book in the Lunar Chronicles. Really need to finish this. And while we're on the topic of fairy tale and fairy tale retellings, we have Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. Moving on, we have another Wattpad book, which is Given by Nandy Taylor. Yeah, I bought it. I haven't gotten to it, just like with many Wattpad books and many other books from this bookshelf, as you can see. I made another book haul this year, and it was just one book haul, okay? It was just one, and this book was in it. So The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. I have realized that my bookshelves just don't inspire me to read that much, so I wanted to have a fantasy book that is more like romance heavy and that focuses more on romance. So that was the theme of that book haul, and either fantasy or paranormal, and I went with a lot of indie authors or self-published authors as well, and yeah, this was one of them. Then we have The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. This is the second book in the Kiss of Deception that I read 2 years ago, and then I started this book this year. I am on chapter 5 and I have yet to finish it. I know that the character development is great, but I'm just not vibing with where the story is going, at least the first half. As you probably have noticed, I am a giant mood reader. The Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan. We have The Blood of Olympus, The House of Hades, and then we have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is another, I think, mythology book, Greek mythology. We have The Bane Chronicles, Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and we have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy. I am hoping to reread The Infernal Devices and The Mortal Instruments next year as well. So I think once I'm done with those, I'm gonna pick these up. We have this box set that I can't get out. The Demon King, The Exiled Queen, The Grey Wolf Throne, and The Crimson Crown by Cinda Williams Chima. If there's a book that I should skip or that you think I won't like or that you haven't enjoyed, please let me know in the comments below. I would really love to know that. And if there is a book that is your favorite, also let me know so that I can hopefully get more excited for it. And with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have a lovely, lovely day.